All right. All right. All right. We finally rolling. Hey, we're going on Zoom. Let me get the recording started. All right. Yeah, we're coming to you live from Fresco Pizzeria in Rancho Penasquitos. And it is Sunday night. We're doing another installment of Get a Klu in 52. I'm integrating work hard and play hard, right? By now, you know, every Sunday night at 8 p.m., I come on board and I read one tip from my book, Get a Klu in 52. There's 5 categories, 10 tips in each category, except there's 2 extra tips in the marketing section. And that gives me 1 per week, right, for a whole year. So the first edition of the book we did in 2020, I live streamed from Zoom into the Facebook group. This year, second edition of the book, available on Amazon for $20.20. We're doing this all over again every Sunday night, and I'm live streaming into YouTube this time. So if you're watching, my YouTube channel is Watch Get a Klu, all one word on YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, or I'm going live here, so I'm not doing the double camera thing, but we're doing live from Fresco Pizzeria. So take a look around. There's a good friend Tom Wanless and AJ Gupta over there. We're enjoying a Sunday night of football, which is on the TV, but nothing's going to stop me from being consistent and getting the tip read for tonight. And let's go ahead and get it done. We're in the sales section right now, and we started the year in the communications section. Then we went to the marketing section, 12 tips. Then we did 10 tips in networking. And now we're doing 10 tips in sales. And then we're going to finish up the year with 10 tips in accountability, which is, everything I'm doing in the moment is my favorite, but I really love my tips on accountability. And I think accountability, when I learned it, when I studied it, when I learned how to deliver it gracefully and powerfully, it made all the difference in my career in terms of the coaching that's on my menu. Now I'm training, I'm consulting, I'm speaking, I'm writing books, I'm facilitating peer advisory at retreats. So I'm a very blessed man. And it's a treat to bring you another installment of Get a Klu in 52. So let's go ahead and take a review of what we covered so far in this section, sales, right? So if you've got the book and you're following along at home, I'm going to do a review starting on page 80 and 82. Tip number 1 in the sales section was to build rapport. Tip number 2 in the sales section was to diagnose. Caveat: we're not doctors. So diagnose may not be the term that you want to use, but you have to figure out what somebody wants, what they need, is what they want, what they need, is what they need, what they want, right? You got to figure this out and get some sort of agreement on what they want, what they need, what they need, what they want in order to move forward. They're going to have a hard time moving forward in the sales process if there's not a clear identification of what's wanted, what's needed. Even better if you figure out if those are the same or they're different. Even better if you get agreement from the prospect on what is wanted and needed. Okay. And then let's move on to tip 3 is get leverage, right? How bad do you want it? How bad do you need it? What's at stake if you don't? What's waiting for you if you do? Getting people emotionally associated to the pleasure and pain of changing or not changing, buying or not buying, investing or not investing, moving forward or not moving forward. That's leverage. And then tip number 4 was drop the subject matter expertise. If you've built rapport and you've diagnosed and you've got leverage, now it's a really good time to drop the subject matter expertise. There's a lot of people running around and they're dropping their knowledge before they've built rapport, before they've diagnosed, and before they've gotten leverage. Talk about echo chamber and talking into deaf ears. I'm going to secure better listening if you feel that we're on the same page. I'm going to secure better listening if I work my butt off to figure out what you want, what you really need. I'm going to secure better listening if I got you feeling the pain if you don't make a decision, or if you don't move forward, if you don't make a change, and the pleasure if you do. Okay, and then with all of that as a foundation, now I want to drop my subject matter expertise. But a lot of people are dropping their subject matter expertise in exchange for doing the work of the first couple of tips that I laid out there. I hope that is resonating with you. By the way, don't ever get me in front of a whiteboard because I will drop all kinds. No whiteboard is safe if I've got to try a race marker in an audience. All right, I digress. Next, tip number 5, and this is what we covered last week. And last week I was on the road back from Arizona. My son was playing baseball out there. We were on our way back and he was driving and it was great. And I was trying to get an internet signal and then we got cut off. And if anybody were on board with me live tonight, I might do a much better job reviewing this tip. Let me just tell you what it is. It's know your ones, twos, and threes. Very simply, a one is like a diamond in the rough. The one is a buyer. They're ready to buy. They know what you've got. They've been looking for it. They've already decided that you're better than anybody else, then who can provide it for them. They've got credit card in hand, and there are no concerns whatsoever in their mind that you need to address in order to get them to move forward. So you want to have a VIP package created for somebody like that. You want to be ready to offer them as much as they can possibly invest in that you know will still help them. Those are so rare. The other side of it are the threes, right? These are people that aren't going to buy. They're never going to buy. They weren't going to buy. You're not going to buy. You're just not going to. So how many salespeople have wasted their breath, wasted countless precious minutes in their shift trying to convince a three to be a one or a two, right? Once you recognize that it's three, cut off, move on. You can do it gracefully. You can do it and set up a chance that maybe they'll become a two or a one in some future. But really, your job is to identify and really save your time for the ones and twos. So that leaves the twos, and that's most of everybody, right? The twos are the potential buyers. They're the ones that understand why they might want to buy. They put themselves in a position to get more information about buying. They are aware of some need or want on some level that has them moving in the direction, but there's at least one concern. And usually there's more than one concern. And a lot of standard concerns that salespeople are trained to, and then you don't hear it as concerns, you hear it as objections. I don't like to use that. I don't have to use that word. I like to use concerns. A concern begs me to address it. An objection begs me to squash it or crush it or overcome it or beat it. Objection is too competitive for me. I like a concern. I want to address a concern. I want to understand a concern. I want to nurture somebody through their concerns. That's just my approach to sales. And maybe it's because of what I'm selling. If I was selling something else, maybe I'd feel differently, but I'm selling personal professional growth. So I want to identify all of your concerns. Then I want to address all of the concerns that I can address. If I can't address all of them, I don't want your business. I'm not going to ask you for your business because you still have concerns that I can't address. But when I do address all of your concerns, I'm going to ask you for the business. I'm going to ask you to move forward and make a decision if I know what your concerns are and I've addressed them all. And so most of your prospects and you are a two, right? You want the thing, but you got to ask my wife, but I don't know if I can afford it, but will it work? But will I have to get something later? There's always a but, right? And that's a concern. It's not an objection, it's a concern. Don't let shitty salespeople out there teach you how to squash objections as if it's like a fight that you're in. Learn how to listen for and appreciate people's concerns and then learn how to address them. Charlie, I see you coming on board. It's nice to see you all the way from South Africa. We're at 8:08 and I'm finishing up my review of the first couple of tips in sales, especially we got cut off last week, Charlie, and you can see I'm at a remote location. Just want to give you the heads up, Charlie. It's not going to be a long session tonight. Those are my friends right there that I'm watching football with, and they're kind enough to let me take a detour. And so I'll give you the Klubi snack right away, like up front immediately, so that we can be efficient tonight. But you're coming on board, Charlie, right as I'm finishing up the review of the first 5 tips in sales. Build rapport, diagnose, get leverage, drop the subject matter expertise, and then know your ones, twos, and threes, which is where we cut off on my way home from Arizona last week. And that brings us to tonight. And now I get to read tip number 6, word for word. Here we go on Get a Klu in 52. It's good. You're looking good, Charlie, by the way, I should say. All right. Don't distract me, you handsome man. All right, here we go. Tip number 6, develop multiple calls to action. Develop multiple calls to action on page 90. Here we go. I learned from a good friend and sales mentor, Damian Elston, that if you are only selling one thing to someone, you're just trying to make money. However, if you are selling multiple different things to someone that are all related to the same problem they are trying to solve, then you are truly trying to help them. Damian gives a great example of how selling only protein powder will not get someone in lean shape. The person will also need many other things to achieve their goals, such as a bottle to shake it in, a nutrition plan, an exercise plan, and other ingredients for shake making, right? And by the way, let me pause the word for word to give Damien hats off and wishing you all the best of success with Capital Fitness that you're building out there on the East Coast, a one-stop shop for physical, right, training and mental training. He's going to bring it all together. It's the integration. It's the integrity game. Damien, I know you're playing, and I wish you all the best if you're watching out there. Okay, let me go back to the word for word. Moreover, as we discussed in tip number 5, some people will be ready for your VIP package right away, and others might start out at entry level. Some people in Vegas like to play the $5 tables, and some people like to play the $500 tables. The point is, Las Vegas has options for people at every price point, from penny and nickel slots to $50,000 minimum bets. So do you? Do you have a predetermined option for any scenario to increase the chances of getting a new customer sale, a positive step by a prospect in that direction? As I write this tip, which was in 2019, I'm on the verge of creating info products for online delivery at every price level. I want to have a $7 course, a $17 course, a $47, $97, $147, $197, $297, $497, $797, $997, and so on. I want everyone that knows anything about me to be able to try my stuff in hopes they will think it's valuable and then buy more. And by the way, let me stop the word for word reading. Go to theklubrary.com, www.theklubrary, KLUBRARY.com, and you'll see there's free all the way up to like $5.97. There's $97, $17, $19, $197. I was accountable. I was my word. I wrote this in 2019, and now it's up and available. All kinds of content, from strategic staffing to goal setting to being a confident candidate to communication skills to behavioral assessments and Kluby snacks, and you can even register for 2 comp sessions on. Anyway, it's all up there. I was my word on that. I'm kind of proud as I read this that I did what I said I was going to do. It was documented here in the book, and I've come through. And there's more I could put on there, but let me go ahead and finish my word for word. Page 91. Remember, someone that just clicks an online ad may not see me as credible as someone that saw me speak for 90 minutes. Therefore, I need different calls to action for each scenario to increase my yes/conversion rates. If I only have one action that people can take to engage with my stuff, then I'll do less sales. Constantly innovate new ways to package your solutions. Brainstorm new actions that you can encourage your prospects to take towards becoming buyers, including actual purchases by having many options for the diversity of concerns or budgets your prospects may have. All right, there it is. Tip number 38 overall is number 6 in the sales section. And I'm joined right now all the way from South Africa by Charlie, the global connector. And Charlie, I'm not going to ask you to get into a big dialogue with me. I am going to give you a Kluby snack right away. Are you ready?
Got you, Coach.
All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
By the way, in the book, Get a Klu in 52, second edition, right, you guys will see that there's a preview chapter for the integrity game. And this is the book that I'm working on right now, the integrity game. I just got done drafting chapter 5. It's going to be about 11 or 12 chapters, so we're really into it. And my Kluby snack for you tonight, Charlie, comes from the land of integrity. Are you ready?
Got you.
Are you ready? Tell me. I won't go until you're ready.
I'm ready, Coach.
All right, here we go. Because one is not worth it without the other. From the top. Because one is not worth it without the other.
Yeah.
Integrate. Work hard, play hard. Integrate. Work hard, play hard. Integrate. Work hard, play hard. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm with my boys. We're drinking beer. We're watching football on a Sunday night. There's the mayor of Rancho Penasquitos, Tom Walnuts, and one of the greatest attorneys and dudes you'll ever know in all of San Diego, AJ Gupta. This is Charlie from South Africa chiming in on a Monday morning for him, Sunday night for us. And you got the Kluby snack now. Integrate, work hard, and play hard. Integrate, work hard, and play hard, my friend. Charlie, I love you. Thanks for coming on board. I'm going to go ahead and return to my guests. I hope you got something strong out of tonight. And I love you. Thank
I
you.
did, Coach Jeff, as usual. Thank you very much again as well. And you guys enjoy the game. And regards to all your friends out there.
Fourth quarter, but it doesn't matter where I am. I'm going to stay consistent and be on board. Doesn't matter if I'm driving from Arizona to California or at the local pizzeria. I'm here on Sunday nights. Thank you for joining me, man.
Excellent, Coach Jeff. You enjoy it, and we'll pick up. But you're still outstanding. One Klubi snack from last week, but I'll let you go.
Thank you.
I'll let you
my
go.
credit is good in the bank of Charlie. Thank you, my friend. I love you. Have a great week, man. Thank you, Charlie.
Love you too.
Right.
Have a great week. Have a great evening as well. Right.
All right.
Bye-bye.
All right. Be good, everyone.